Hey folks, Dude here. Today's episode in the Big Box Store is going to be more prepper stuff, and well, obviously, I'm talking about rice. Okay, looking in the Big Box Store, you have many, many, many choices. You got the Near East rice pilaf, pretty good stuff. Not the most size good. I don't know bad English on that one, but you're talking $7 for basically 7 packages. Uncle Ben's basically it's kind of cool because you can nuke it. 6 pouches. There is better varieties in this, believe it or not. I've actually found them in Walmart. So basically, like a health food variety of these, less ingredients, less fat, just better stuff. I mean, you don't want to make a diet of this stuff. It works quick and easy. It tastes it's not the best. Okay, sliding on down. Basically, got more of your prep stuff, Basically, tons and tons of sodium. Other goodies that you probably don't want to ingest on a daily basis. What do you want to do? You want to go with the bulk rice. Now, what's the difference between this rice and this rice that basically justifies $1 more for this one versus this one? I don't know, but basically it's standard rice. This one has been fortified with extra iron, niacin, thiamine, folic acid, so it's going to be better stuff for you. But you know what? You put it in a container, you expose it to oxygen, it starts breaking down and degrading. Long store, I would never count on those numbers. I would say probably want to have a multivitamin or source lots of greens to kick your vitamin content up. Have a varied diet and don't rely on what the labels say ever, especially in your long store. Okay, I would definitely take these out of the package. I would definitely store them in Mylar. I would definitely do a flush of nitrogen to kill off any oxygen in there. It's flush it out, basically put an oxygen absorber. But there's always the problem with critters. How do you deal with bugs and other stuff in your gear? Well, first and foremost, nitrogen flooding will probably kill them. But if there's an egg in there and it hatches and it starts eating something before it finally expires, your food is toast, you got weevils, what have you, and all these other nasty little critters, you can kill them off. How? Very simply put, you put the container of this in your freezer. You leave it in the freezer for exactly a week. There is no bug that's going to survive that. They're down for the count, and, well, you're going to digest it anyway. It's a little itty-bitty bit of egg, and you'll never notice it. You just eat it. There's tons of bugs in your stuff anyway. As a matter of fact, there's USRDA content stabbed you for tomatoes. You can never get all the bugs out of tomatoes. Don't even think about the little creepy crawly things you've been eating for years, and you never noticed it. Don't worry about it now. Okay, classic line of Marine Corps. If it's got fur, you can eat it. If it swims, if it flies, if it's got fur, you can eat it. Now, that's just standard white rice and what have you. Of course, you got your quinoa, and that's really prohibitively expensive. I mean, you're talking like a 4-pound package. Basically, it's $1 a pound. Go to the big box stores, go to the health food place to find better prices than that. Okay, now, jumping down to another variety, which is called basmati. Basmati is a Indian variety. It's not an everyday eating rice, trust me. This stuff is almost like, if you were to make mashed potatoes, it'd be mashed potatoes with like about a pound of butter dumped in it. And it's not something you want to do every single day. It's a little bit too much. Your body can't hang with it. It's just too much, okay? You can't eat this stuff on a steady diet, but it is good. Varieties there, 25-pound bag, $13. Lucky Elephant, I've seen this stuff everywhere. There's a huge brand in the world. $17 for a 25-pound bag. You're paying for the name. This is basically their brand, Berkeley & Jensen. That's BJ's. BJ's is Berkeley & Jensen. That's their home brand. This would be the big brand. Now, varieties in terms of prepping and what have you, this is long cooked stuff. You don't basically just throw it in and 5 minutes later it's ready. You got to throw in your classic 2 cups of rice, or 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice, or whatever the ratio is. I'll put it down in the annotations. And, of course, you got your cook time. I like rice cookers, but in prepping situations, you're probably going to have access to jack a self-cooker in the wall, so you're probably going to have to figure out how to cook rice correctly. Uncle Ben's is always a good standby, but Doc Simonson and I has gone back and forth about, prepping stuff. What would you absolutely probably use? Okay, Doc Simonson, our cook elite, gardener guy variety, knows his stuff. He said probably long-term, prepping stuff, you probably want to use the instant rice. It's just going to be easier. You never really want to try to use the long store stuff because it just takes too long to cook it if you're in a field. It's just too much work. This stuff actually, you don't really cook it per se. You're just rehydrating it and getting it hot. It's not the best price. I mean, 72 ounces for, $5. I don't know if I'd really want to prep with it, but you know what? It is quick. Doesn't taste as good as the long cooked rice for a damn sight, but it will keep you going. And you know what? I think I'm going to break off on this one. I'm coming up to the 5-minute mark, and I'm only talking about rice. But I'll put other stuff in the annotations, good times like that. There, I'm in the big box store, and of course, I'm playing with rice and the rice aisle, and probably time to move on along on that one. Good times. Okay, eat good, keep it a tight ring, and you got to have more stuff than just rice. Trust me, good times.